welcome to today's video lecture. In today's video lecture, I'll be solving previous year's NEET questions and discussing the answers. And this is for the chapter Animal Kingdom. And we are in part 1 of the series. Alright, so let's begin. Okay, so question number 1. Consider following features. You have A, B, and C. Select the correct option of animal groups which possess all the above characteristics. And this appeared in NEET 2019. Okay, so you have A, organ system level of organization, bilateral symmetry, and true celomates with segmentation of body. Okay, so you have to select the correct option. You have option A, Annelida, mollusk, and chordata. Which does not fit because mollusks don't have a segmented body. Then you have Annelida, Arthropoda, chordata. Okay, so this fits in because Annelida have organ system level of organization. They're bilaterally symmetrical, and they are true celomates with segmentation of body. Similarly, Arthropoda and chordata also fall into the same group. Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusk again is not part of that. Same here, you have mollusk in the group, so that also does not fit in. So answer B, option B is the correct answer. All right, let's go to the discussion. So yeah, Annelida, Arthropoda, chordata, they all have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical and they have true celomate with segmentation. Whereas mollusk, they also fall into their organ system level or organ of organization. They are also bilaterally symmetrical, and they are true celomate, but they do not have segmentation. Okay, so this is this does not fit into the mollusk category. Okay, so instead they have calcareous shell with unsegmented body. Okay, now quickly let me tell you what segmentation is. So segmentation is when now we know that our bodies are divided into the external part and the internal part. Okay, so where there's repetition of organ of some of the organs in the body, that means it is a segmented body. Now, for example, if you studied earthworm and cockroach in detail, right, you know both their bodies are segmented. Sorry, this cockroach. Earthworm comes under Annelida phylum and cockroach is Arthropoda, right? Okay, both their bodies are segmented. Okay, so there's a repetition of some of the organs over there. Okay, similarly, chordata, let's look at humans. Okay, humans are chordates. Even our bodies are also segmented. Okay, there is a repetition of some of the organs. Look at the vertebrate, for example. Okay, there's a repetition of the vertebrate, right? Vertebrate column. So that's segmentation. That's an example of segmentation of the body. Okay, similarly, we have muscles in our body. Okay, they are organized in a way, so there's repetition of that. So repetition of not only organs but also some of the tissues. Okay, of tissues too. Okay, so chordata also falls into this category of segmentation. Okay, so I've given you the examples also, one from Annelida, one from Arthropoda, and one from chordata. Alright, but mollusk does not fall into the segmentation category. Okay, it does not have a segmented body. Okay, it has a calcareous shell, sorry. Okay, and it is unsegmented. Okay, so I guess I've answered the question. Yeah, option B is the right answer. Let's move on. Question 2. Which of the following animals are true celomates with bilateral symmetry? This appeared in NEET 2019. Okay, so they are true celomates, alright, with bilateral symmetry. A, adult echinoderms. Okay, that's incorrect. B, Aschelminthis, also incorrect. Platyhelminthes, no. Annelids, yes. that falls into this category. So the answer is D. Okay. So annelids have true coelomates with bilateral symmetry. Okay, so this diagram is taken from NCRT. Okay, and basically shows you the different kinds of coelom cavity that is present in the body. Okay, so if there is a coelom that is formed usually from the mesoderm. Okay, so you have an endoderm here, you have an ectoderm here. Okay, this forms the body wall, and the endoderm forms the gut wall. And in between that, you have the mesoderm. All right. Now, when this mesoderm divides and forms a space over here, this cavity over here, then it is a coelomate body, coelomate structure. That means it has a proper coelom. They're true coeloms. Okay. Now, if the mesoderm forms these scattered pouches over here, that means it's not a true coelom like this one. Okay. So it's called a pseudocoelom. All right. And when there is no coelom, if you look at this mesoderm here, it does not separate at all. Okay, it is intact as it is. That means there is no coelom, there is no cavity formed. That means there is no coelom. Okay, acoelomate. All right, so these are the different types of cavities that are seen. So yeah, adult echinoderms, they have radial symmetry. Okay, with true coelomate. Now, if you look at the larval echinoderms, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, it's the adult one which is radially symmetrical. Aschelminthes have pseudocoelomate and bilaterally symmetrical. So that was not the right answer. Platyhelminthes have no coelomates. Okay, but they're still bilaterally symmetrical. So that does not fit the question. If we go back, which of the following animals are true coelomates with bilateral symmetry? Okay, so yeah, A, B, and C were the incorrect options. Option D. All right, let's move on. Question number 3. Which one of the following kinds of animals are triploblastic? Okay, this appeared in 2010. A, flatworms, B, sponges, C, ctenophores, and D, chords. Okay, so which one of the following kinds of animals are triploblastic? Yep, it's flatworms. And the answer is sponges, ctenophores, and corals don't fit into that. So the answer is A. So triploblastic animals means they have 3 embryonic layers. Okay, that's ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. And platyhelminthes are triploblastic animals. Okay, so you can see that. This is the mesoderm, yeah, over here. Not here, not the left one. The diagram on the right, they have the ectoderm, they have the endoderm, and they have the mesoderm here. Okay, so they are triploblastic. Okay, let's move on. Otherwise, the triploblastic have an ectoderm and an endoderm. They have a mesoglia. It's not a mesoderm. That's different. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so question number 4. Which one of the following statements about certain given animals is correct? And this appeared in the year 2010. A, roundworms has Aschelminthes are pseudocoelomates. B, mollusks are acoelomates. C, insects are pseudocoelomates. D, flatworms are coelomates. Okay, so to find the correct statement about certain given animals. Roundworms are pseudocoelomate. Yes, they are. Yes. B, mollusks are acoelomate. No. Insects are pseudocoelomate. No. Flatworms are coelomates. No, they are acoelomates. So the answer is A. So mollusks are coelomates. I just answered the question. Insects are coelomates. Flatworms are acoelomates. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to the question. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's A. Roundworms are pseudocoelomates. I've just described what the different coelomic cavity that is found in animals. So you can go back and look at that explanation again, and please read NCRT also. Okay. All right. So question number 5. Which one of the following groups of animals is bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic? Okay, it's appeared in 2009. A. Aschelminthes, B. Ctenophores, C. Sponges, D. Coelenterate or Cnidarians. Okay, so which one of them is bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic? So Aschelminthes, yeah, they are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Sorry, Ctenophores, no, they're radially symmetrical. Sponges, no, they're asymmetrical and they have cellular level of organization. Coelenterates also no, so it is A. Answer is A. Okay, so Aschelminthes are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Ctenophores are radially symmetrical and diploblastic. Yeah. Sponges are asymmetrical and have a cellular level of organization. Coelenterates are radially symmetrical and diploblastic. Okay, so this is it. And sponges come under the phylum Porifera. Okay. So I've answered the question. In NCRT, there is a table that is given, and that's very helpful in remembering which is triploblastic, diploblastic, which one has, what kind of level of organization. So I would suggest that you read or you go through that table very properly, properly, and understand it, so that you remember, which animal comes under which category. Yeah, because there are multiple questions like this where they are asked which is triploblastic or diploblastic, which was coelomate, acoelomate, so on, what kind of symmetry is there in any of these animals. So yeah, I think it's important that you study that table properly. Okay, let's move on. Question number 6. Metameric segmentation is a characteristic of, this appeared in 2006. A. Mollusk and chordata, no. Platyhelminthes and arthropoda, no. Echinodermata and Annelida, no. Annelida and arthropoda, yes. Answer is D. So Annelida and arthropoda have metameric segmentation. Oops, sorry. I've just discussed metameric segmentation just now. No, it's a repetition of tissues of some organs or tissues in animals. Okay, so when you see a repeated structure, like you look at the earthworm structure, it is divided into segments. Okay, the body is divided into segments. That means it's a metameric segmentation. Similarly, with arthropoda also, their body is divided into different segments. Okay, so then again, it is a metameric segmentation that you see, okay, and observe in nature. So annelid and arthropoda, yeah, they do showcase metameric segmentation. Okay, so annelid, yeah, I've answered this question. So we'll move on. Question number 7. The animals with bilateral symmetry in young stage and radial pentamerous symmetry in the adult stage belong to the phylum Spin 2004. A. Annelida, B. Mollusk, C. Cnidaria, D. Echinodermata. Okay, so animals with bilateral symmetry in young stage, and in the adult stage they have radial symmetry is Echinodermata. Okay, so this is a very important point to remember for Echinodermata. Answer is D. Okay, so there's two types of Echinodermata that are seen in nature, and they have radial symmetry at the adult stage and bilateral symmetry at the larval stage. Okay, please remember this information. It was direct. If you knew this for a fact, you would have been able to answer this easily. So we can move on. Okay, so question number 8. Which of the following animals have scattered cells with cell tissue grade organizations? We are in 2000. A. Sponge, B. Hydra, C. Liver fluke, and D. Ascaris. Okay, so they have said cell tissue grade. Okay, so sponges have a cell grade organization, which every cell performs a function. So it does not represent a tissue grade where the cells combine together to form a tissue, right? B, Hydra. Now, Hydra is a coelenterate, right? Um, Hydra showcase a tissue grade level of organization. So C and D clearly don't fall into this category. So liver fluke is incorrect. That's platyhelminthes. That's an organ level of organization. Ascaris is an organ system level of organization. So they are much evolved. Okay, as you go down the line of evolution from like bottom and to go down to the top, you'll see how these animals are improving or upgrading in their structure or in their system or in the way of working. You see that this starts from a cell and then it moves on into an organ system level of organization, just like in human beings. But in this case, it says tissue grade organization, so I believe B is the right answer. Yeah. So Hydra belongs to the phylum Coelenterate and has tissue level of organization. Okay, so like many cells together form tissues. Okay, and they perform functions in the body. Okay, they perform this body functions. Okay. All right. So answer the question. We'll move on. Question number 9. Coelom is found between, and this appeared in 1996, A. Body wall and ectoderm, B. Ectoderm and endoderm, C. Mesoderm and body wall, D. Mesoderm and ectoderm. Okay, so coelom is found between. Now we've already seen the structure, so it's seen between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Although it's lined by mesoderm cells, the answer is B. So yeah, so here structure, it's lined by mesoderm cells, but according to the options given below, it it appears between the ectoderm and the endoderm over here. Okay, so coelom cavity, yeah, is a cavity lined by the mesoderm and is found between ectoderm and endoderm. Okay, let's move on. Question number 10. Besides annelida and arthropoda, metamerism is exhibited by, and this appeared in 1995, B. Mollusk, B. Acanthocephala, C. Cestoda, and D. Chordate. So we already discussed this before. We discussed metamerism segmentation. So besides annelida and arthropoda, it's D. Chordate. Answer is D. It's a serial repetition of some of the organs. I've already discussed segmentation before, so I won't repeat it again. And so this also seems to be like an important topic, metamerism, because it's now appeared thrice, okay, till now. So I believe it's an important piece of information to remember for the exam. Okay, let's move on. Question number 11. Bilaterally symmetrical and acoelomate animals are exemplified by, this appeared in NEET 2020, pretty recent. A. Ctenophora, B. Platyhelminthes, C. Aschelminthes, and D. Annelida. So they have to be acoelomate and bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, so that is B. Okay, Platyhelminthes, flatworms. So this is an example. What is bilateral symmetry? Yeah? So you can divide the body into two parts symmetrically. Okay, part 1, this is part 2. Okay, and when you cut it across, you draw an axis right across the body, you can divide it equally into two parts. That's called bilateral symmetry. And of course, flatworms are acoelomate. So yeah, that answers our question. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so question number 12. Match the following columns and select the correct option. So we are in NEET 2020. So you have column A and column B, column 1 and column 2. So let's match them. Yeah, 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits, that is cyclostomes. Heterocircle caudal fin, that's chondriectis. Air bladder is osteichthyes, and poison sting is trigon. Okay, so A is 2, yep, B 3, C4, yep, and D1. Yeah, so option A is the right answer. Yep. Let's go to the discussion. So cyclostomes have 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits, okay, that are used for respiration. Now cyclostomes are animals that have no jaws, okay, and they are vertebrates, okay, they come under the subphylum of vertebrates, but they are further divided into agnathas, okay, that means animals that have no jaws, okay, and of course they are ectoparasites on some fishes. I believe there's a photo of a cyclostome in NCRT, so you can check that out. Heterocercal caudal fin are composed of two asymmetrical lobes, so it's like this, okay, so this is bigger than this one. So it's the caudal fin, okay, this is the back fin. Caudal means tail, okay, and heterocercal means they are asymmetrical, so one is bigger than the other, okay, and this type of fin is seen in sharks, okay, and shark is what? Chondriectus, okay, that's where heterocercal caudal fin it was chondriectus. Air bladder is seen in osteichthyes, that's bony fish, and it helps in regulating buoyancy, okay, it helps the fish in floating. Unlike chondriectus don't have an air bladder, okay, but osteichthyes have an air bladder. Poison sting is present in trigon. Trigon is also known as stingray, okay, trigon is also known as stingray, and so it helps in attacking their prey, okay, it's a predator. Yep. Answer the question. Yep. Let's move on then. Okay, so question number 13. Which of the following statements are true for the phylum Chordata? This appeared in NEET 2020. A. In Urochordata, the notochord extends from head to tail and is present throughout their life. Okay. B. In vertebrate, notochord is present during the embryonic period only. C. Central nervous system is dorsal and hollow. D. Chordata is divided into three subphyla: hemichordata, tunicata, and cephalochordata. So we have to find the true statements, right? Neurochordata, notochord extends from head to tail, is present throughout life. No, that's incorrect. It's only present in the larval form. It's present in the larval form, and that too in the tail area. Okay, so that's incorrect. B. Invertebrata, notochord is present during the embryonic period only. Yes, that's correct. And forms the backbone and as it develops. C. Central nervous system is dorsal and hollow. Yes, that's right. In chordates, yeah. Chordata is divided into three subphyla: hemichordata, tunicata, and cephalochordata, which is incorrect because hemichordata is not a chordata. Okay, it's a non-chordata. So it's tunicata, cephalochordata, and vertebrates. Okay, so the answer is B and C, option D. Answer is D. In Urochordata, notochord is present in the larval tail. Okay. In vertebrates, notochord is present in the embryonic period, which is later replaced by the vertebral column. Okay. So that's the whole point of a notochord. Okay, because then it gets covered into vertebral column, and yes, we have a vertebrate like human beings. And central nervous system is dorsal, hollow, and single. In vertebrate, in chordates, sorry, in chordates. So yep, in chordata is divided into urochordata, cephalochordata, and vertebrata. Okay, so that answers the question. It's a good question. You needed to understand what chordata actually is. So you need to be able to differentiate between non-chordates and chordates, right? So yep, clear. Let's move on. Okay, question number 14. Match the following columns and select the correct option. Okay, so you have A, B, C, and D. And again, let's match the following. Gregarious polyphagous pest. That's locust. Adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry. We just discussed this. So it's Asterius. Book lungs, that's scorpion. Bioluminescence is Tenoplana. Okay, this appeared in NEET 2020. Okay, so it's A4. Yep. B1. Yes. C2 and D. Oops, sorry. D3. Answer is B. Okay, let's go to the question. So gregarious and polyphagous pests. Now, what does that mean? Gregarious and polyphagous. Okay, so gregarious is when these insects, these pests, hang around in communities. Okay, together. They always form a group. Okay, or they form communities together. They're gregarious. Okay, polyphagous is when they have a large number of things as food. Okay, when their food or their diet consists of large number of things that they can consume as food. Okay, so large number of things as food, or that forms a part of their diet. Okay, so that polyphagous pests. Okay, and they are called as locust. Okay, they are insects, they come under arthropoda. Okay, and yes, locusts form a very big problem for farmers in the agricultural industry. So they're very wary of when they have a locust attack on their field. Okay, but then they tend to come in large number. I think you can probably find a video on YouTube or something for locust attack. They come in large numbers and they feed on the crops. Okay, so and that is very detrimental for the farmers, for the agricultural industry. So yeah, having a locust attack is not a very good thing. Asterius, also known as starfish, have adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry. Echinodermata, we just discussed that. Okay, they are a special case. Okay, they have two different forms. Yeah. Book lungs are used for respiration in scorpions. Okay, book lungs are used for respiration in scorpions, again under arthropoda. Arthropoda is a very big phylum, right? So there are lots of animals under arthropoda. Tenoplana exhibit bioluminescence, and that is a property to emit light. So they have a very special property where they can emit light. They are radially symmetrical, and of course they have this property. Okay, so yeah, I've covered all the options there, A, B, C, and D. We can move on then. All right, question number 15. Match the following organisms with respective characteristics. Okay, so again, another match the following. NEET 2019. Wait, this is 1. This is 4. Okay, in case you can't read it. You have A, B, C, and D. So Pila is radula. Bombyx is malpighian tubules. Pleurobrachia is comb plates, and Tania is flame cells. So let's see, it's A3. Okay, and they have B2. Oh, sorry, it can't be B2. I had Bombyx as malpighian tubule, so it's A3 and B4 here. C2 and D1. Pleurobrachia is comb plates and Tania is flame cells. Yeah. So the answer is C over here. Okay. Let's go to the discussion. So Pila is a mollusk. Okay, it's also called as apple snail. And please learn all the scientific names in the NCERT textbook. Those are very, very important to remember. And they'll appear in the exam just like this case. So it's important to remember those names. Okay. So Pila is a mollusk and it has a file-like rasping organ. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so basically the mouth of the snail has these teeth. Okay, has these teeth over here. Okay, they file-like rasping organs, and that's how they feed. Okay, on their food. Okay, and this particular organ is called as radula. Okay, it has file-like rasping organ. That means they're like transverse row of teeth, and that is called as radula. Okay, and it's used for feeding. Now, bombyx again comes under arthropoda. It's also known as silkworm, and the excretory organ is Malpighian tubules. Okay. Pleurobrachia is ctenophora and it contains ciliated comb plates in 8 external rows. It helps in locomotion. So if you've seen the diagram of the ctenophora, it has this radial symmetrical body like this. Okay, and it has these comb plates over here that helps in locomotion. Okay. Flame cells in Tania, they help in excretion and osmoregulation. Okay, so yep, this is it. I've answered the question. Yeah, so we match the organisms with their respective characteristics. All right, let's move on. Question number 16. Match the following genera with their respective phylum. Okay, this appeared in Orissa NEET 2019. Ophiura. Ophiura. I don't know how you pronounce that. But anyway, it's an echinodermata. Physalia is Coelenterata. Pink data is a mollusk, and planaria is platyhelminthes. Oh, these are such difficult names. It's difficult to pronounce them at times. Okay, Ophiura is echinodermata. That's 3 over here. Yeah, and Physalia is Coelenterata. So that's 2, 4. Yeah, and pink data is mollusk. It's 3, 1. Okay, so we found our option. It's 4, 2. So the option is B. Okay. Okay, so Ophiura is a brittle star. It's an echinodermata. Okay, Physalia is Portuguese man of war, is Coelenterate. Pinctata is pearl oyster, is mollusk. Planaria is platyhelminthes. Again, all these names were there in NCRT, and they all factual based question, right? So if you remembered all these names, then you could have answered the question easily. Alright, shouldn't have been so difficult to answer. All again factual based. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so question number 17. Which of the following animal does not undergo metamorphosis? Okay, it's appeared in NEET 2018. A. Earthworm, B. Tunicate, C. Moth, and D. Starfish. Okay, so that does not undergo metamorphosis is earthworm. The rest undergo B, C, and D. Answer is A. So earthworms undergo direct development. Okay, there is no metamorphosis. There's no larval stage and then there's an adult stage. Adult stage. But in the case of starfish, that's an echinodermata, right? So we have a larval stage and we have an adult stage. Moth has a whole life cycle. They have a larval stage, they have pupa stage, and then an adult stage, right? Tunicates also have a larval stage and then an adult stage. Alright, so that's indirect development. But earthworms undergo direct development. There's no metamorphosis. Okay, important point to remember. Okay, it's a good question. So it's a good one. Okay, direct, but you had to remember this fact. Okay. All right, let's move on. Question number 18. Identify the vertebrate group of animals characterized by crop and gizzard in its digestive system. And this appeared in the NEET 2018. A. Amphibia, B. Reptilia, C. Avis, and D. Osteichthyes. Okay, so which of them has a crop and a gizzard? Okay, it is C. Avis. Answer C. So birds, that's what class Avis is, have a crop and a gizzard in their digestive system. Again, remember this as a fact. Okay, they have a crop and a gizzard in their digestive tract. Okay, so but amphibia, reptilia, and osteichthyes don't have that. Okay. Okay, question number 19. Which one of these animals is not a homeotherm? Okay, this appeared in NEET 2018. Not a homeotherm, that means they're not warm blooded, they're cold blooded. A. Macropus, no. B. Kelon, yes. C. Camelus, no. B. Psittacula, no. So it has to be B. Okay, answer B. So Kelon is a turtle. Okay, it is a reptile. Again, you have to remember these names. They are all there in NCRT, and this is a cold-blooded animal. Okay, it's also known as poikilotherm. So if they write poikilotherm, then you know what they're talking about. They've written over here not a homeotherm. Then you don't understand what homeotherm is. Homeotherm means warm-blooded. Okay. Macropus, Camelus, Psittacula, they are homeotherm. Okay, they all chordates also. They all warm-blooded. Okay, clear. Let's move on. Question number 20. Important characteristic that hemichordates share with chordates is, and this appeared in NEET 2017, a ventral tubular nerve cord. No, that's incorrect. Chordates don't have this, so they don't share it with hemichordates. Pharynx with gill slits. Yes, chordates have that, and hemichordates also have that. They respire through gills in their pharynx. So B is the right answer. C, pharynx without gill slits, no. Absence of notochord, no. So the answer is B. So hemichordates, they are not chordates, okay, as such. So they have a ventral solid and double central nervous system, and chordates have a dorsal, hollow, and single CNS. Not notochordate is absent in hemichordate. That is the reason why they are not under the chordate category. Respiration in hemichordates takes place through gills. Okay, so they have a pharynx and there are gill slits present in hemichordates where they respire. Okay, so and that is also present in chordates. Sorry. So yep, I have answered the question. Yep, can move on. Alright, so question number 21. Which among these is the correct combination of aquatic mammals? This appeared in NEET 2017. So you're talking about aquatic mammals. Okay, so you have A, B, C, and D. You have A, dolphins, seals, and trigon. Trigon is not a mammal. So A is incorrect. Whales, dolphins, seals. Yes, that could be a possible answer. Yes. Trigon, whales, seals, no. Seals, dolphins, sharks, no. So the answer is B, yes. Whales, dolphins, and seals are aquatic mammals. Okay, and trigon and sharks belong to the class Chondrichthyes. Okay, so yeah, they are not mammals. Yeah, so they are obviously they come under that class of Pisces, right? Yep. So answer the question. Move on. Okay, so question number 22. Which of the following represents order of horse? It's appeared in NEET 2017. A. Perissodactyla, B. Cabalis, C. Ferris, and D. Equidae. Okay, so we're looking for the order of horse. Now it's very easy to look at that and look at Equidae and then assume that is the order, but it's not. It's Perissodactyla. Okay, so the answer is A. Yeah, so before I answer this question, we have first briefly look at what the animal classification is. It comprises of. Okay, so we begin at kingdom, then we go to phylum, class, order, family, genus, and then species. Okay, so as you go down, let's say if you're talking about horse, by the time you reach species, we're talking about a very particular species of the horse. Okay, kingdom is like the whole kingdom, the animal kingdom. We know the horse comes under the animal kingdom. What kind of phylum, chordate? It's a, it's a chordate. Okay, so below over here I have, if you want you can note this down, I have written, under which what is the category, under which domain it appears in. Okay, this is specifically for horse. Okay, so for example, kingdom, we know that it is Animalia kingdom, animal kingdom. Phylum, it comes under the chordate phylum. Subphylum, it's a vertebrate. Superclass, yeah, tetrapoda. Class, Mammalia. Order, Perissodactyly. Okay, this is what the answer that we were looking for. Family is Equidae. Okay, so don't confuse that with order. Then you have genus Equus, species Ferris, and subspecies Cabalis. So we're talking about the wild horse category over here. Okay, the species over here. Okay, so this is what it is. All right. If you like, if you want, you can note this down and study it later. But to answer our question, yes, it's Perissodactyla. It's not Cabalis or Ferris or Equidae. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so we've come to the end of this video lecture. Hope you've enjoyed today's video lecture. Hope you learned something new today. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MG NEET Biology. And I'm available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you can follow me there for more updates. And I will see you in the next video lecture. Right? So bye.